So we are going to react to this live. I've not seen this video yet. It just dropped like an hour ago. This might be on YouTube. I don't know. If the video is on YouTube, right up here, I'll have the debate that I had with this guy. You guys can watch that. It's really long and painful to watch, but you guys can watch that if you would like to. There's a couple things I want to just point out before we jump into the video, though. This guy who made this video was in a Discord call with a bunch of people that I made videos about. So this is one of the guys I made a video about, and he just basically, listen to this.
I no offense to you guys, man, but I just don't think you guys are equipped to talk to the guy, man.
I get it.
Because he got, like, it seemed like he got one over on you guys like 2 times now.
He kind of got me in a corner by just deflecting over and over again.
Oh my lord, his wife.
Yeah,
Look, his wife probably does OnlyFans. Let's fucking be real.
Oh.
Because it's not just. I mean, I'm gonna say probably here on the stream.
My wife probably does OnlyFans. Oh, are you saying that because my wife is hot as fuck and you've never touched a woman? Is that why you're saying my wife probably does OnlyFans? Are you saying my wife probably does OnlyFans because if she did do OnlyFans, she would make more money than any of you have ever made in your entire life? Is that why you said that? Because you're so insecure that if my wife wanted to do OnlyFans, she would make more money than all of you combined have ever made in your entire life? Maybe that's why. Maybe it's just a little insecurity. My hot wife doesn't do OnlyFans. But it's cute that you picture my wife that way. And you know what? I don't blame you because she is very attractive. Listen to what these guys were saying about women in this same Discord call. Listen to this. Listen to this.
I remember what I said. Being friends with chick is useless. The reason why, bro, like being friends with chick 99% of the time is useless is like, number one, just be friends with dudes. Like, you know what I mean? You usually have more in common with dudes, obviously.
Big true.
Number two, usually, dude, girls take that to their advantage. If you're like friends with chicks, dude, usually they'll use that to their fucking advantage. Maybe buy their fucking shit sometimes, pay for their meals, and like get.
Dudes should not be friends with chicks. Men should not be friends with women because they will take advantage of you and they will make you buy them things. That is what they think. They're all going, yeah, true, true, yeah,
Yeah, you to do stuff for them because, like, let's be real, dude, we're fucking guys, man.
Yeah.
Girls fucking know that, like, we want to fucking get with them, bro, and fuck them and shit. Like,
But you don't, do you? You don't get with them and fuck them. They've just been friend zoned too many times, man. That's all it is, man. They just want to fuck, but they just get friend zoned. So it's better to just be friends with dudes, man. Oh, and here's him saying that he's not going to debate me again. This is the guy who made the video.
If he wants to debate again after the video I make on him, I think I'll only do that if you come in halfway through and I'll just mute and let you guys. Because I want to see you debate him again.
Yeah,
So he doesn't want to debate me again. He'll only debate me if he will sneakily bring the other guy in, which they're acting like I'm scared of this other guy, like I didn't already debate him. That's the guy who said that being gay is wrong in the Bible, therefore he thinks being gay is wrong. That guy, I don't know if you guys remember that guy. The guy who just screams slurs every time he loses in Dead by Daylight. After we did this, the first debate, the one that's on my channel, the 2.5 hours, he posted a community poll on his own channel. Now, you guys already heard that his friend thinks he lost to me. His own friend was like, you're not equipped to talk to SpooknJukes. On his own community page, this was the result. That's a brutal, it's pretty brutal, man. And the very last thing I want to show before I open this video, just so you guys know the type of guy this is, you already got a glimpse of the type of guy this is, but he also, on his video where we debated, in the thumbnail, this is the thumbnail, right? He put this pin on me, right? This is his thumbnail for the debate. He put this pin on me that says, age is just a number. Which is him insinuating, you know what that's insinuating? That's insinuating that I like little kids. Why did he do that? I don't know. Does he think that stuff is funny? Because my wife is almost 2 years older than me. I guess he only did this because he thinks this sort of thing is funny. Like, why would this even be on his mind? Like, why would he even be thinking about this? Is what I want to know. I think we're ready to watch now. Make sure the volume is good. All right, let's check it out. Oh, I like that. He put the clown. I actually like that. That's clever. He put the clown's chase music because I'm a clown. He's right. I am a big old clown. These are good rage clips.
Well, here it is. Let me introduce you to SpooknJukes. Now, in his own words,
the introduction.
let me say,
I'm gonna warn you guys, this video will be spicy and it will be long. So grab your popcorn, buckle up, and enjoy the ride.
in my personal opinion, he's the worst DBD content creator for a number of reasons.
Beautiful.
Unlike other videos calling out bad people or the worst YouTuber in a community, I'll be going for someone who, for the most part, is widely loved and much bigger than me. That's sure to go over well, right? I'm sure you emotionally—
Am I widely loved, though? Yeah, it is a 40-minute video. He's also done 2 live streams talking about me and Discord calls with people, and a total of like 12 hours worth. Or, yeah, something like that, or like 13 hours. I don't think I'm widely loved. I think there's a good chunk of the community that doesn't like me. I wouldn't say I'm widely... I think, like, Ots Darva is widely loved. I would not say I'm widely loved.
robots will have some good arguments, and won't just groupthink and blindly attack someone who doesn't tell you what you want to hear, or is toxically positive. So who is SpooknJukes?
Okay.
Well, to explain briefly, he's been making content in the DVD space for a long time, and initially it didn't really go anywhere until he made a certain type of video. A type of video that's killed several smaller content creators in broad daylight. A type of video that seeped into—
Okay, so I'm assuming he's gonna make this claim. First of all, he showed a salt video, which wasn't about a streamer. This is just a salty ace.
A type of video that's killed several smaller content creators in broad daylight. A type of—
I'm sure he's gonna go for this. Like, you destroyed small content creators. There's been none. Nobody's gotten banned. Nobody has, like, been chased off the internet. Nobody. A couple of people have rebranded and, like, actually wanted to, like, improve their behavior, which is fucking awesome. Like, who's somebody that vanished because of my videos?
A video that seeped into other creators and become one of the most popular forms of content in this poisonous community. But we'll get to his influence later. Nowadays, he's one of the biggest figures in the community, preaching his milquetoast takes to his legions of orbiters while killing people in broad daylight and not being funny or entertaining. He has, in my opinion, the most absurdly negative impact on the community, with his content that promotes witch hunting and vilification of the underdogs in situations to ride up for personal gain. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start with—
My content promotes witch hunting. The content that censors everyone's names, and the content where I say, hey, the whole point of these videos is to not shit on other people, so don't do that. And if you do that, you're not part of my community, and if any of me or my mods catch you doing that, you'll be banned from my community. And anybody who has done that and been caught has been banned. But yeah, that's what I'm promoting with my content. Okay.
SpooknJukes impresses me with his hypocrisy and manipulation, using
Please explain.
any scummy tactic to punch down and using his legions of droids to attack anyone he views as beneath him. And wow, that's a little dramatic, isn't it? I mean, he's just a normal white dude with a family who plays DBD as a job. Just a wholesome family guy with his wife who claims to be black and his—
Okay, so he brings this up. I don't know. Okay, he's not going to talk about this a lot. Okay. He's brought this up on his Discord call, saying my wife claims to be black. My wife does not claim to be black. My wife's father's side of the family does have a lot of black heritage, but they are in denial about it. They think they're Italian because, let's just say, her older family members don't want to be black and they're scared of being black. They just kind of have those kind of cringy views. And my wife thinks that's funny because her whole life she thought she was Italian because that's what her family told her. But she did a DNA test and there's no Italian. She found out that it's actually like African heritage, and that on her father's side there's even more African heritage. And you can see it when you look at pictures of her dad. It's very obvious he's not Italian. He's got a lot of like African heritage in his genetics. But her side of the family is in denial about it. So that's why she makes this. She's never ever claimed to be black. She knows that she's white, but he's okay.
Seems to be black, and his daughter he can show to his cesspool of weirdos on stream for them to say, oh, she's so fucking cute, bro. Yeah. I mean, look at how supportive he is. How could someone like this be the bad guy? The thing with him is, though—
Did he just take a shot at me because my daughter comes in while I'm streaming and I'd say hi to her? Is that like that's why I'm the worst content? That's why I'm the worst DBD YouTuber? Why did he put that in the video? Because I work from home and my 4-year-old comes in to say hi to me? What am I fucking supposed...
It's all about looking good, not doing good things. You have to learn to see right through it. His most popular types of videos are by far his hit piece videos. I mean, his other videos barely compare in views, so you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Hold on, what did he look at? He pointed at a This is a hit piece? This isn't about a streamer. This is it's all my gameplay with a small amount of endgame chat salt. This is a hit piece with 73,000 views? You don't even, like, this one's about a streamer? This guy, he spent like hours editing this video and he didn't even point to the right example? How is this a hit piece? It's a salt video. No streamers are in this.
Compare in views, so you gotta do what you gotta do, right? The hit piece videos are usually blatant, one-sided framings of a Dead by Daylight interaction with all relevant context removed, showing it in a very black and white perspective.
Okay, he says, sorry to keep pausing, he says that all relevant context is removed from my videos that I make about toxic streamers. He cannot say that unless he provides context for any of the videos. If he just says, oh, there's no context, and then he doesn't provide that, then it's nothing. Then he's not saying anything truthful or factual. If you're going to tell me that I left out context, you better show it. And it's a long video, so maybe you will. And God, I hope you do, for your sake, because you're going to look real goofy if you don't.
And painting one side as the villain while pretending he's trying to help. He calls these videos an analysis of behavior, while putting himself on a pedestal as the holy bastion of morality and white knighting the other person, regardless of what they've done. But don't worry,
regardless of what they've done,
he was pretentious and didn't want to come off that way.
Go criticize everybody else for being pretentious. That doesn't make any sense.
So you're saying this,
and I don't even think I'm pretentious. I don't try to be pretentious. You admitted to being pretentious. He did.
Yeah, that's because I'm not.
In your videos, you constantly gas yourself up and talk about how much effort, and I don't gas myself up in my videos. If anything, I talk shit about myself in my videos. I don't praise myself. I don't gas myself up.
Despite these holier-than-thou public executions being the most obnoxiously pretentious things in the entire community, besides my videos.
How is it pretentious to, like, I don't understand that. So, like, if I make a video talking about, like, toxic behavior or somebody, like, being shitty to somebody else, and I'm like, hey, like, I don't think that's cool. Never, in my videos, do I ever, like, look in the camera and say, you know what, guys? I would never do this. You know what? You should follow my example. When do I ever sit and talk about myself? Like, it's my channel. They're commentary videos. I'm giving my opinion on, like, when I believe people are being treated poorly over a video game. You don't have to listen to my opinion. You don't have to value my opinion. My opinion is not a fact. But having an opinion doesn't make you pretentious, because I'm not pretending like I'm better than anybody. I'm just giving my opinion on what I think appears to be people treating other people poorly. That's it. And giving commentary on it.
Yes.
You can rage at a game without lashing out at somebody afterwards and insulting and harassing them. Lashing out at some. What is this? What is this? This is me and Goofy Goober arguing because he told me that the cheater. What even? This is a Discord conversation between me and somebody I debated, because he was telling me that the cheater who backed out of my debates didn't back out. That's all this. This isn't anything of after a match. Why is he showing this now? While I'm giving a speech about not lashing out at people over a game. You can read all of this. It's just me saying, yeah, that guy backed out of the debate. And he's like, no, he didn't back out. I'm like, yes, he did. What is this relevant to? Somebody afterwards and insulting and harassing them. I know this guy doesn't understand the difference, because he does go and harass people and insult them personally, because he probably doesn't understand the difference between a video game and reality. I never claimed to be above it. So I do rage at games, and and then I'll say GG and move on to the next game. I don't gas myself up. You like to responding to you is not gassing myself up. Your whole original criticism, the reason that we have this back and forth, is because you were saying that I'm so bad for making videos about other people, because I'm putting them on blast, is what you said. And I'm pointing out that you do the same thing, except you don't try to hide people's names, and you blatantly fucking make fun of people. Like this guy who you went into his chat to make fun of him, and then fucking talked about how... Wait, no, this isn't the right one. It's this one. This is the one where you went into his chat Do you use that neck beard to hide that shiny double chin and hairline? Like, this is what you do. You actually insult and harass people. Have I ever, like, harassed people? The point isn't just randomly gassing myself up. The point is defending myself against claims you're making in your original video. This isn't just me randomly gassing myself up. You're using this clip as if I'm gassing myself up. But you were talking shit about me, and I was defending myself. So I don't really know how that's gassing myself up. Like this part, too, you told this girl to stick to OnlyFans, you wench, for no reason. She didn't do anything. You just wanted to hold her hostage. Right? So I was just pointing out that I don't harass people like you do. But you're criticizing me. See, I'm just responding to you. That's all that was. Anyway. Personally attack people, and that's your thing. That's your cup of tea. That's probably why you don't like my content. And I get that. But let's not try and pretend like raging at a game and insulting someone or harassing someone or being shitty towards another human being are the same thing, because they're not. And if you can't grasp that, I'm sorry, that's a you problem.
They're all about like making fun of someone raging in a game and then being like, oh, I'd never do that, I'd never take.
What was his point with all that? What point was he making there? That me responding to his video was me being pretentious? By saying that I don't harass people like the way he does? I don't get it.
It outside of the game, I don't take it this seriously, except a lot of the people he makes videos on don't take it outside of the game, and they get doxxed for it anyways, provably. So for an example,
who got
of that,
doxxed?
let's look at this video on
Who got doxxed? He said they get doxxed provably, and then he didn't show proof.
Doxxed for it anyways, provably. So for an example,
who got doxxed? Why don't you go into depth about that? Provably. Then show it. It's already a 40-minute video. He does later? Okay, good. Thank God.
Of that, let's look at his video on Pro Vengeance as a random example of a standard hit piece he would make just to lay the groundwork for what I'm going to be talking about, to familiarize those who don't know much about his content. This video got well over 200,000 views and a great like ratio, and it's not even a year old, so it should be a great primary example. Great tags, by the way. You're clearly just doing this for passion and nothing else. So these videos are apparently supposed to enact.
What are these random, like, oh, you use tags in your videos. That means you don't care about your videos. Every content creator uses tags, you fucking goofball. Because I put tags in my videos for people to find them, because that's the whole point of posting videos, so people watch them. Yes, I put tags in my videos. This guy is such... What is he... What are these random... Every fucking YouTuber puts tags in their videos. If you watch a tutorial that says, how do you want to grow on YouTube? That's one of the first fucking things they tell you to do when you're growing a channel. To put tags in your video. Go look up any tutorial. What?
Change? And he can hide behind that toxic positivity, so what messages did he have to console the streamer? Okay, well, he calls him sweaty despite playing fucking clown.
But it's just funny to me that he complains about people using every advantage they can get when that's all he does. When he plays Killer, he uses the sweatiest perks he can, plays in the sweatiest way possible. When he plays Survivor, he doesn't give a fuck about his teammates. He does the sweatiest shit possible with the sweatiest shit possible. All he does is use every advantage that he can think of to win and continue his streaks.
And then he just sticks himself in the top right corner of the video for 20 minutes straight, like a Jinx reaction cam to full unedited VODs of this random dude.
So what was wrong with what I just said there? I was pointing out that the guy in the video I'm talking about rages at people for being tryhard, calls them F slurs, R slurs, calls them every slur he can think of. The guy in that video I was making calls everybody slurs if they're like a sweaty swift. But then he goes on like win streaks playing as sweaty as possible. That's the point I was making. That's the point I was making. I don't know what he was trying to...
And mocking him over what exactly?
Of course he did.
Of course he did. Of course he had perks to counter my shitty playstyle. Oh, I just was being so smug, gonna let my team die. Haha, have fun. They're gonna die. I don't care. And now it's fucking just tears.
Like, his whole thing is don't take it outside of the game, right? But this guy always stays in his own lane and never goes to other people's chats. He's literally just getting mad, like you do, like we all do at this game. You want this?
No, the difference is when I get mad, I'm not screaming slurs at the top of my lungs. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, who cares? It's just words. Who cares if you're screaming slurs at the top of your lungs? He's not harassing anybody. Well, guess what? When you're going to broadcast yourself on the internet, screaming slurs, and people tune into your stream and hear you screaming slurs, people can criticize you for that. You have the free speech to scream the slurs, and other people have the free speech to criticize you because it's goofy as shit. So yes, raging in video games is perfectly normal, but like every time you lose, screaming every slur you can think of and hateful thing you can think of because you lost, that's not really the same thing. It is the same thing if you think that they're just words. Well, then you can have that opinion, but people are allowed to criticize you for your words. Just like this guy criticizes everybody for their content, because that's this guy's whole thing. That's everything this guy has done, has made videos about people just because he doesn't like their content. And he thinks that's okay. But you can't criticize somebody if they're screaming slurs because they're staying in their own lane, right? They're not harassing anybody. They're not going in endgame chat. They're just screaming slurs, so you can't criticize them. Yet this guy, every video he's made has been ripping on DBD creators because he doesn't like their content. So it doesn't really make much sense. None of these arguments make any sense.
To be harassed by your fans for this. You even try to paint him as a bad Survivor teammate for hiding in corners after the game was already lost. Like, he cuts out parts of the videos where he's actually helping the team because it fits his weird narrative to do so.
This entire streak that this guy was doing, and you can go and watch the entire VOD, it's probably still up. The entire escape streak. You even saw it earlier. He just sits in the corners, and that's totally fine. But he will then call his teammates brain dead. It's all about the goofy, like, I talk about a lot of people who don't have self-awareness. This guy calls all of his teammates brain dead and slurs because they're bad, but then he's like the worst teammate ever because he's doing an escape streak. So he uses, look at his build, he uses a full solo queue build, and then he just fucking sits in the corner. And you can go watch his fucking escape streaks. They're all like this, which is fine. If you're going to do a solo escape streak and sit in the corner, that's totally fine. It's funny, though, to call all of your teammates brain dead and call all of your teammates slurs when they're not being a good enough teammate when you're clearly... Do you see the point? Like, that's the point I'm making.
Like, in these instances, he's just getting annoyed at the game as Survivor. He's not really doing anything, but you're gonna stick your talentless react cam in the top right and just mock him for getting mad? But didn't you say...
The first is comparing in-game rage and tilt to what I actually make videos about, which is people taking it outside of the game and harassing people, personal insults, viewer shaming, telling people to off themselves, all of that stuff. That's what I make videos about.
That's not even mentioning the debate between the two, that I'll get back to later, where Spooks cut out nearly 2/3 of the debate to make himself look better. He doesn't do this with most...
I think screaming slurs at about every single player you lose to falls into that category. When you're broadcasting yourself screaming insults at all of these players, I think that falls into that category.
Debates, didn't do it with mine, but for this one, because they were talking in circles, even though that's all we did during our debate, this is the same for a lot of his videos. These people he makes hit pieces on usually stay in their own lane and never go out of their way to harass anyone outside of the game, and he just sits there on his high horse and punches down while his fans go into the random streamer's chat and send them tons of harassment, provably. He's very, very good at manipulating... Once again,
he said provably. He said provably my people go into other people's chats and harass them all the time. Provably, he said. I hope he proves it.
And controlling the narrative. It just shows you like how much of a...
I hope he proves it.
Sort of. I've experienced this firsthand from his slaves as proof, but we'll get to that when we get to that. In his Matthew Santoro video, one of the major points he made is that it's wrong for a big creator like Matthew Santoro to show someone's Twitch on stream and send his fans to harass them. But isn't that like exactly what his main form of content is, but far worse? Like, he dedicates entire videos to ripping people to shreds because they got angry.
The example I showed in the Matthew Santoro video was him bringing up people's streams after a match of Dead by Daylight. He was like calling people bad human beings because of how they played against him and saying that they were targeting him. Me talking about situations of people treating other people poorly, like if Matthew Santoro was pulling up VODs of somebody being treated poorly and being like, hey, this isn't cool, that wouldn't be the same thing, would it? That wouldn't be the same thing. I wouldn't say, "Hey, that's bad, dude. Don't pull up don't pull up streams and say that you shouldn't be an asshole to people." Like you're comparing two incredibly different things. It's not at all the same thing that you're comparing.
In a video game. I mean, I get it, salt content is funny, but making these dedicated hit pieces on a single person who's far smaller than him and sending your legions of brainless zombies to mass dislike and attack them seems a little hypocritical. And listen, calm down, okay? Are you okay? I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, but he hides the names though. No one can ever find them. They won't be harassed. This has never been the case. I understand that I'm fairly involved
It's
in the
never been the
community,
case?
but I've been able to figure out basically everyone he's made a video on with minimal research, and the hiding the names is just a way to cover his own ass. His audience always puts their names in the comments too, which I know he can't fully control, but if he didn't make a video in the first place, there wouldn't be any harassment for these smaller content. But I've been able to figure out basically everyone he's made a video on with.
This is the cheater? This is just... Okay. This is a cheater? This is that one cheater that, like, goes out of his way to, like, rip people apart and, like, harass them over and over and over again. And I did censor his name. And he brought up how he found him. All he did was look up DBD cheats, and like he like looked through and found him. Okay. I still hid his name. I didn't have to. That's the beauty. That, you know what? That's the thing about all this. I don't have to censor anybody's names. I could make all the content that I make, and I never have to censor anybody's names ever. Because there's if you look at so many bigger commentary channels, whether it's political, gaming, whatever, who talk about other creators, other people, and like criticize them, they don't hide the names. Nobody hides the names. Nobody fucking tries to prevent harassment in that way. They will just say, hey, don't go over there and harass them. But then they fucking put them on blast. I put an effort in, but I don't have to. Some people even criticize me for hiding the names because they're like, you shouldn't hide them. They don't deserve to have their shit hidden. But I do. I try to make an effort.
With minimal research, and the hiding the names is just a way to cover his own ass.
Also, some people I hide the names just because I don't want them to get attention. That cheater's a good example. More of the reason I hid that cheater's name was because I didn't want his channel getting attention. I didn't want attention getting like the cheating software getting attention. That was more of the reason I hid it there.
Audience always puts their names in the comments too, which I know he can't fully control, but if he didn't make a video in the first place, there wouldn't be any harassment for these smaller content creators. No creator can fully control their fans, but you can control where you send your fans. In the video he made on me, he has my name in the tags. Yeah, I did put your name in the tags because you were a YouTuber with 43,000 subscribers, and you made a video talking about every Dead by Daylight content creator, and we have a back and forth thing going where we had a debate, and you have videos with my names in the titles, so I put your name in the tags. Yeah. So what? And I'm responding to your video about me. Fans. In the video he made on me, he has my
Hold on, what did he say here?
Harassment for these smaller content creators. No creator can fully control their fans, but you can control where you send your fans. In the video
you can control where you send your fans?
He also just cannot seem to make up his mind if he hides the names to stop people from getting harassed, or if he hides them because they want it. Many of the smaller channels he made videos on were extremely unprepared for a huge channel like him to just put them on blast for
it's not even a real fucking...
He's known for, but they
it's
are
a cheater.
the biggest videos on his channel, and it's not even close. He won't stop making them because he has to support a stay.
Once again, he's not even pointing to streamer videos.
He won't stop making them because he...
Look at it. He's pointing to a salt video with 100,000 views. He's saying that these videos about streamers only get... They're the only ones that get views. This isn't about a streamer. This is my gameplay in salt. With 100,000 views. This isn't a hit piece, dude.
He has to support a stay-at-home wife, 2 kids.
That's my wife? That's my wife? Wait. So hold on. Are you going to say that my wife looks like this? Or are you going to say that my wife does OnlyFans? Or both? I don't...
Tyrone and Scott Jund. And also...
Oh, I like the Tyrone thing. He keeps saying that too. My wife has OnlyFans. My wife has a boyfriend. My wife it stays at home. Why do they keep talking about my wife so much? These guys really like my wife. And again, I don't blame them. My wife is fucking smoking. But why do they keep bringing up my wife, dude? They just keep bringing her up.
In all seriousness, supporting a family off this content might be why he's getting so desperate, and why he started attacking me and Angry Pug in an 801-minute video of slop.
Attacking you? Brother, you made a video saying all kinds of shit and I responded to it. You fucking crybaby. Oh my god.
Video barely over 8 minutes long, allows you to spam it with ads, by the way, which is exactly what he does. It's not talented at all, though. I'm being serious when I say that anyone could make shit like this. There's a reason why he got
cool,
so mad
then
at me
they
calling out
can.
slop content in my videos. All he has to do is get someone else's VOD, which he doesn't even have to find, since his fans will send him some of the toxic interactions they get, which in reality are just random people getting mad at a game that everyone, including him, has gotten mad at before.
I'm still waiting to see the proof.
Slanders are almost always below him, and pretty much nothing is accomplished after the video, besides him getting money, despite the fact that he acts as a moral warrior and he's trying to help everyone.
Talk about a situation. Talk about why I think the behavior is excessive or bad, and then put the spotlight on the person who was harassed, and that I thought I was doing good, and I don't think that I'm not doing good.
People don't change after these videos are made on them. In fact, they just
some people have.
No one wins after these except for him. They either get harassed by his legions of parasocial orbiters because finding these people is not a hard thing to do, or they just get more attention and views for baiting people, which is hilarious. Look at Matthew Santoro, for example. SpooknJukes made a video on him a few years ago about how he rages at the game and blah blah blah. Then for the next 2 years,
he wasn't just raging at the game, he was shitting on other content creators, mocked a Hispanic girl's accent, told somebody that they were cancer, and it turned out that that person's mother was dying of cancer. Like, he wasn't just raging at the game, dude. Like, that's what
years he was just cool with him. Like, they were just good friends and they swift together and shit. Despite Matthew Santoro being such an unbearable man-child and like pulling up people's profiles, he was just cool with him because he faked an apology to the point where he deleted the video. You think for what his content stands for, he would never associate with someone who's done stuff like that, but it just doesn't matter to him. He pretends like he cares, but he doesn't. Matthew not changing and putting on a mask shows you that these analysis of behavior videos don't really help anyone. Like, no one gets reformed and nothing positive happens for anyone but him. And he only recently came back to disown him.
What about, he said nothing positive happens for anybody. What about all the people in my video that were harassed and shit on? The people who have gotten thousands of followers. Multiple streamers in my videos have reached Twitch partner fucking status after my videos. Like, they get so much love and support. They get their community grows a bunch because of, like, he hasn't shown a single example of my community going and, like, harassing people, because that shit just doesn't happen. Besides maybe one or two random fucking internet weirdos that are not part of my community. They're random weirdos who watch my videos. My core community, 99%, they go to the other people's stream and they, like, follow the shit out of them. They fucking gift subs. They say, hey, you're great. I'm so sorry that happened to you. That happens every time. Proof every time. Constant. Go ask any of those streamers. Video proof. I'm still waiting for all of the harassment proof. I hope that it comes, because he still has not shown it.
Not because he cares, but because it would make him look bad to support such a toxic individual, despite people telling you about this for years after you privated the video. I mentioned before that he cut out...
Also, sorry, but the Matthew Santoro thing, right? I gotta talk about this for just a second, because he's talking about, oh, you didn't actually care. If I didn't care, then the first time somebody reached out to me about Matt, when we were friends, I would have just said, fuck you, Matt. Fuck our friendship, dude. You're being an asshole again. And then I could have unprivated the video with 600,000 views like 2 years ago. Could have unprivated it, let it fucking just keep raking in views and money. I could have said, fuck you, Matt. You're still toxic. Ha ha ha. Why? That doesn't benefit me to give him a second chance or a third chance or a fourth chance. I don't benefit from that. Where's my benefit? It only makes me look bad. It makes me look like a hypocrite if I don't call him out. But I was trying to give him that benefit of the doubt, despite the fact that it made me look bad. How do I benefit from that? Like, I benefit way more if I just fucking throw him to the, like, just say fuck you after the first time. So him saying I don't care or I never cared about Matt is such bullshit. Because again, if I didn't care, I would have just told him to fuck off the first time someone sent me something. Like,
parts of Pro Vengeance's streams to make him look like a bad Survivor teammate, but he actually does this a lot. Editing is a powerful tool, trust me, I'd know. And cutting out important context to make yourself look better is smart. Just
show the context.
Very slimy. His content in general is all about vilifying one side of a situation and showing it in a completely black and white perspective for his brain-dead audience. Like Dora the Explorer saying, this side is good, this side is bad. Go kill and harass them.
Yeah, that situation, that's correct.
But barely gets into any of his own because he's never really had a hot take in his life that isn't I like Noed. He just tells everyone what
so he needs, when he shows that, when he says that I'm painting one side is good and painting one side is bad, if that's wrong, he needs to prove it. He needs to show, no, the other side was wrong and the other side was good. Show me. Show me the context that I deleted. If you don't, none of this matters.
Want to hear, so he's never been used to criticism in his life. There is a reason why his fanbase are such emotional skin puppets, but I'll get to them later. It's because he's a yes man filtering himself and appealing to the lowest common denominator of
He says yes man a lot. He calls Scott that too.
He knows how to edit around situations in subtle ways to paint the narrative. Like when he cut out 2/3 of the Pro Vengeance debate when he was actually making good points. Or when he claimed that—
Show it. Show it. That whole debate is on that other guy's stream, and he could have posted, if I took anything out, he could have showed it. Show what I took out. Prove it. Do you prove? Dude, what are we? We're a third of the way through the video. He hasn't proved a thing. Oh, there's Rapid.
That Void Totos ducked the debate with him after there was an actual fire in his apartment. What's funny about that debate is his butt buddy Rapid Main was like waiting around the corner to ambush him and like join the call during the debate.
Because, like I said, Spook said he would add me to the call so I could give the dude a piece of my mind and roast him at the end of it, as long as he doesn't run away, which I assume he will, but in the chance that he doesn't, be funny. It would be funny.
And I mentioned this, and he denied.
So wait, he is criticizing me for jokingly adding Rapid Main to a debate, right, at the end. That's what I was going to do, is add him at the end. But hold on, what did this guy just say? Remember this from earlier?
Yeah.
Asked for. Listen to this.
Dude, honestly, if he wants to debate again after the video I make on him, I think I'll only do that if you come in halfway through and I'll just mute and let you guys, because I want to see you debate him again.
Yeah, just dude, don't even tell him. Just fuck. I'll just come on in. He'll fucking.
Yeah,
just
He's gonna rage quit immediately.
Oh, so wait, a whole point of your video is that I was gonna pull a prank at the end of a cheater debate with Rapid Main. At the very end, he was gonna pop in as a joke, and that's a point in your video when you're planning on doing the same thing, or at least said you're gonna do the same exact thing. Yeah, when you do it, it's fine. When you do it, it's not cringy. Right. Okay.
It because it never happened because the debate didn't happen. He was still
What?
A piece of my mind and roast him at the end of it, as long as he doesn't run away, which I assume he will, but in the chance that he doesn't, be funny. It would be funny.
And I mentioned this, and he denied it because it never happened because the debate didn't happen. He was still going to do.
No, I said it never happened because he said that me and Rapid were in a debate. No, this is what he said. He said I added Rapid to a call. I'm going to show this because he's calling me a fucking liar. No. I like to show proof, you fucking weasel. So let me show you proof. Let me show you proof, you fucking weasel. Where is it? Right here. Right here. This is what he said. This is what he said. Don't invite your butt buddies like Rapid to the call when you start losing because you've done that in the past and it's incredibly embarrassing. I have never, ever added Rapid Main to a debate when I've started losing, ever. I had a plan to surprise bring in Rapid at the very end of a cheater debate that the cheater backed out of. So this never even happened. But now he's saying that I'm lying because I said I never added him to a debate. I didn't. He said that I added Rapid to a debate that I started losing and it was embarrassing. It literally never happened, dude. Now, okay, so if you're watching this, River, that's how you show proof, by the way. That's how you show proof. That's how you show receipts. Okay? I hope maybe we got a little bit of video left. Maybe you'll show something. Maybe.
This, it's hilarious. He was so insecure, he's just gonna have his little brother jump in when he starts losing the argument. He's always able to.
When I start losing, that wasn't. Why does he keep saying when I lose? I wasn't gonna like tag him in when I was losing. It was gonna be like, all right, man. Oh, and by the way, and then he was gonna jump in at the end, and it never even happened. Like it never happened anyway. And you're planning on doing the same thing, you fucking weasel.
Paint the picture to make himself look like the righteous one, and will virtue signal and pander every chance he gets, and none of his fans will see through it. Whenever he does get into minor controversies because he actually said something he truly believes in, he'll either misconstrue what actually happened and paint his narrative, as he always does, or
what did I
just
misconstrue?
backpedal and pretend he didn't believe in it, and everything will be left as it should be because he's not used to facing actual criticism. Take that small Koniki situation, for example.
What about
he
it?
posted a tweet complaining about the PTB, and people were actually against him for once and making good arguments against his crying, and he pulled out the "I was just joking, bro." Just watch this video by Motherwell, and it shows how he actually acts when things don't go his way, and he gets a taste, just a little taste, of the types of things he does to other people. The people he makes videos on almost always get.
He's talking about when I posted bugs on the PTB and made a joke caption. You guys remember that? And then Twitter freaked out because I made a joking caption. And so I was like, yeah, Twitter's losing their minds because I posted a compilation of bugs and said 10 out of 10 PTB, 10 out of 10 killer, like a joke. And then everybody was like, SpooknJukes fucking sucks. Everybody's losing their minds. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? What does this have to do with anything?
Harassment and will sometimes even quit the game afterwards. See this video for more information. But you gotta get that paycheck in a dog-eat-dog world, I guess.
See this video for more information. So you can't even receipt any of your own shit? What are...
types of things he does to other people. The people he makes videos on almost always get harassment and will sometimes even quit the game afterwards. See this video for
The
more.
people I make videos about almost always receive harassment and almost always quit the game afterwards. Doesn't show proof. Doesn't show proof.
Information, but you gotta get that paycheck in a
Again.
dog-eat-dog world, I guess. He's not gonna stop due to his ego either. The only thing that could possibly make him stop is a bigger content creator calling him out, which will never happen because these creators don't get big by speaking their mind. They get big by pandering and spamming out vault speed builds.
Oh
he
my
tries making
God.
other content, but it goes absolutely nowhere because he's not funny, entertaining, or good at the game, and he's only popular off these scummy snake videos. He even made a video a couple years back saying he would try to be more positive and cut down on making the toxic TTV content, and he tried for a little.
I think it's better if these videos are made more occasionally, if that makes sense. And I hope you guys are cool with that. If you're not, you can unsubscribe, and I don't blame you, because if you're here...
Oh no! YouTuber went through a bit of burnout and stopped making certain types of videos because of burnout. But still made those videos, and then when people sent other situations, he just made other videos and covered topics people wanted him to cover. Oh no! People encounter burnout sometimes.
Because you want to see
It happens.
1 to 2 salty TTV videos a week. I just don't want to do that anymore.
But when you're a full-time YouTuber and have no talent outside of drama farming, and this is all you can do, it won't work out to pay that rent. I mean, you can see. Eventually, he just gave up and started punching down again. And despite leaping at every possible opportunity for drama, he didn't cover the drama with Otsdarva and Aventic, or Nina, which kind of came across as strange to me.
I don't
that the
know
biggest
anything
TTV
about
drama
that.
channel
And-
wouldn't make a video on such a serious and huge situation when he's hurt so many smaller creators and even ones I've personally met and talked to recently over nothing. But then I remembered Otsdarva is actually
what?
been a huge situation when he's hurt so many smaller creators and even ones I've personally met and talked to.
What is this? What is this? And what does this have to do with me? I don't know anything about this situation. Nobody has emailed me this. I don't even know what this is. What does this have to do with me? Otz and his ex went through something. Okay, I don't know what... That was a private issue. Okay, I don't know anything about this. I don't know who Alex is. I don't know who Nina is. Why am I getting smoked for this now? It's a private issue. Oh, Alex is Otz. See, I don't know these things, dude. What does this have to do with me? So instead of showing any of the proof for the shit he's claiming, he's just throwing me under the bus for this? What does this have to do with me?
Recently over nothing, but then I remembered Darva is actually bigger than him, so he wouldn't be stepping on ants for a change, and it's probably not worth it. Gotta milk those 801-minute videos and smaller targets, it seems. And let me just be serious for a second.
Oh, so I didn't make the video because Darva is bigger than me? That is the dumbest shit ever. If I were, like, if I really wanted exposure, wouldn't I, like, constantly try to, like, attack other bigger creators? Kind of like this guy's doing, where he's just trying to attack every DBD creator in the space. That's all his videos have been. Otz asked people to stop talking about it. I don't even know what it is. I still don't even know what that situation is. But I like how he's painting it like fan base and influence. Okay, I hope that in this section he shows some proof.
Unlike a lot of these huge cancel culture, like this guy's the worst YouTuber videos, he's not like a terrible guy. I've talked to him and he seems fine. It's just this content's like just poison. There's no huge scandal. He hasn't like, you know, texted a minor or something.
Wait. Is he talking about me?
Let me just be serious for a second. Unlike a lot of these huge cancel culture, like this guy's the worst YouTuber videos, he's not like a terrible guy. I've talked to him and he seems fine. It's just this content's like just poison. There's no huge...
He thinks I'm okay? He thinks I'm fine? Oh... What a guy. Aww. He thinks I'm fine. Okay.
Huge scandal. He hasn't like, you know, texted a minor or something, but you gotta stop at some point. This is awful. Like, he's an alright guy.
Yo. All drama aside, hope you boys are doing well. I am gonna continue.
Yeah.
You too. I'm gonna continue running Dark Souls here if that's cool with you guys.
I haven't played
Very
Dark
good.
Souls.
I'm gonna
too,
mute
man, is it?
till you guys can have the floor.
This is that debate that I was telling you about.
Wait, what'd you say, River?
I haven't played Dark Souls, the first one. I'm just an Elden Ring scrub.
Criminal.
I haven't played,
Oh, dude, Dark Souls 1 is great.
I got it. I have Dark Souls 3 on
So
Steam.
good.
I got it on sale, but I've never played
Highly
it.
recommend.
I'm a new gen.
Look at us coming together over Souls games. See, we
Yeah.
can find common ground.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, you guys
Yeah.
have some stuff to talk about, so we'll just leave you with it.
But he's gonna keep making this
Yeah,
stuff
that's just us talking about Dark Souls. Yeah, I can have a civil conversation.
for the foreseeable future, and he isn't gonna stop because it's all he knows how to do, and his fan base loves it because they're just a hive mind of unemployed, drama-hungry losers. Speaking of which,
Oh, dude, that's my Connie cosplay. That was a good one.
regardless of whether or not you like his content or personality, even some of his dick suckers have to admit that he has by far the worst fan base of any DBD YouTuber, and it's not even close.
Okay.
I've experienced it firsthand myself. His fan base tends to be the types who just live on Twitter and love this type of drama and love the negative interaction and love dogpiling on people. You know the type of person I mean.
Show me.
And it's not a surprise for basically the biggest DBD drama channel with such an influence on all of these slaves. It makes sense that they'd be the types of miserable, terminally online goblins. When I had my little nothing drama with him, which I will get into later, he basically just made his few little hit pieces, chewed me up, and spat me out like everyone else.
It's so funny that he calls them hit pieces. Isn't a hit piece like slander, like lies? He loves saying hit pieces. What?
And his fan base came in droves to send me harassment and the death threats. You know, the usual.
Death
They were
threats?
sending the most copy-paste, uninteresting, black and white comments while punching.
Okay, this just looks like criticism on your own video. I don't see any death threats.
Down with no real argument, despite the legions of fanboys telling me, "You got cooked, bro." Which happens to basically anyone he makes a slander piece on. They could never tell me why or how I actually lost and failed to make good arguments because they're
Okay, this guy posted a really bad, embarrassing debate that he bombed and put my name in the title. And he bombed this debate, okay? Let's not forget. Hold on. Let's not forget. He bombed this debate, okay? And he posts that on his own channel. And then when he gets people saying, yo, dude, this was an embarrassing upload, he's going to say that my community is so awful because all this guy does is fucking attack people and he doesn't like getting comments back. Like listen to this. Listen to this clip real quick. Listen to this clip real quick. Just listen to this clip real quick.
I talk shit about creators constantly. It's basically my main personality trait in the community. But unlike you, I'm not disingenuous. I don't really know much about his new content at all, but I remember his old content was really, really bad and boring. And he's also just like an overweight 30-year-old who still lives with his parents and does nothing. He's been unemployed for years, and he's just a really, really, really fat loser. Just watch it if you're interested. I talk shit about...
Okay. And you're gonna whine like a little fucking boohoo baby when you get people in your comments roasting you. Like, listen to yourself.
I talk shit about creators constantly. It's basically my main personality trait in the community.
Have you guys ever seen a bigger victim? Have you? I mean, good God. I mean, good God, man. I mean, good God. He tries to start all this beef. He talks all this shit. And if he gets any backlash, this guy's community is harassing me. No, dude. You're just making yourself look like a fucking moron. And you're being a dick. You're like insinuating that I'm a pedophile in your fucking thumbnail. Like, you're doing gross shit. So people don't like you because you do shitty shit, man. It's not because SpooknJukes has the worst community ever. No, dude, it's because you're a fucking goober, man. Look inward, please.
Incredibly emotional and parasocial. But like I said...
Have you guys seen a death threat yet? Didn't he say something about death threats?
We'll get into that later. And trust me, I get it. I know the plausible deniability argument that he and his fans will use. No creator has full control over his fans, but you do have full control over where you send them. Making a video cutting out important context and painting an incredibly black and white picture to defame and smear me will make some of these losers want to go and harass me. It's not like they just come out of nowhere.
Is he going to show the context? Is he going to show the context? He said I cut out context. This is the perfect opportunity to show the context that I cut out.
Control over where you send them.
Making
a video cutting out important context and painting an incredibly black and white picture to defame and smear me will make some of these losers want to go and harass me.
Show the context.
It's not like they just come out of nowhere.
Show the context.
With a fan base like this of group-thinking sheep with no original thoughts in their head.
Let's wrap it again.
To do it, and you can't just pull the plausible.
Where's the context?
Every time, since you've defamed dozens of people at this point, and
defamed.
This is all you're known for, and this happens every single time. He really was.
I've defamed dozens of people. Do you guys know what that means? He's technically defaming me right now. Do you realize that? I've defamed. That means I have blatantly lied and like framed dozens of people is what he's saying. And you have to realize if that's true, he would have to show at least one example of me lying. One. He would have to show one tiny example. We are almost halfway through the video. He has not shown... Where have I defamed anybody? Show it.
The pioneer of DVD toxic Twitch streamer does this videos, and you can tell he knows that because he spams his tags with them even when it's not relevant to the video at all. Other people in his bubble...
Yeah, I copy and paste the same tags for all of my videos basically so that my viewers continue to find them. It's basic content creator algorithm 101. It's not complicated. Does this guy... Why he keeps talking about my tags? Like, yeah, I just fucking paste my tags, dude. They're just tags. I want my viewers to keep seeing my videos, so I use the same tags in my videos. What is wrong with that?
His butt buddy Scott Junn just live off slander. I called him out briefly in a few videos, and instead of providing actual good arguments against me, because his brain has been
show the slander.
Sitting in a room with dirty laundry and sweatpants for the past decade and telling people what they want to hear.
Now he's talking shit about Scott.
Voice reading off patch notes. He just flanders me in the top comment of Spook's video, saying that I got destroyed, which he doesn't tell me how because they never do. Thinking is hard, and that I took a debate with him. And
wait. You don't know how you got destroyed? You don't know how you got destroyed in that debate that we had? Wait, you don't know how you got destroyed?
Deleted his comments? All of this is factually untrue, but they don't care. Spooks will hard it and pin it, and their entire personalities are built off punching down on a much smaller creator, making valid points with slander. Because for someone as terminally online as—
He keeps saying slander. Show the slander. Show the lie that I told, and then show the truth. Prove that it's slander.
him, he doesn't know somehow that YouTube will auto-filter comments all the time. This was my last comment to him in a thread, by the way. But Scott Junn likes slander, and he's all about that, so I'm not surprised he
now
do
we're
this
talking
instead of
about
making
Scott.
a good point. These are the people he surrounds himself with. Spooks, Scott Junn, and Rapidman are sort of like always on each other's asses, and they can do no wrong. Regardless of who makes a good point, they'll never hear it. It's hilarious, but his fans don't care about doing their own research.
You're not making any points, dude.
Dog pile, regardless of evidence, because they're miserable.
Make a
I wouldn't mind
point.
it if it was constructive,
Make
but this is
one
just kind of
point.
cringe. It's the most emotional group thinking way of going about this, and no one has proven me wrong.
Make
But
one
I mentioned
point.
his influence,
I'm begging.
too. Other creators kind of started copying him and following around in his footsteps afterwards, like his little brother vying for approval, Rapidman,
Rapid
and his
again.
alcoholic unemployed brother who left the family, Aaron Duke. As I mentioned in the DBD community video,
Yo,
it's even
Aaron's a
rubbed off on other
sweetheart,
creators
man.
Like Sky Faction and Choi to make hit piece videos framing someone as the bad guy while cutting out important context of both sides being toxic.
Show
and
the
insinuating like endgame
context!
chats through the other person's perspective, as was the case with Pro Vengeance, where they didn't show the endgame chats and just painted him as the villain. And these narratives are genuinely dangerous.
Show the
Choi's
context,
video on
then.
Titan of the Mind got his robots to mass report Titan's DBD account and got his account banned for a month when he didn't break the rules. It was right after he made the video. It's not a coincidence, but it's all about analyzing behavior, right? Spook's video.
Why do people think that you can just mass report people and get banned? You know how many people have mass reported me? You know how many people mass report every dead? You know how do you realize every Dead by Daylight content creator would be banned? If you could simply get someone banned by mass reporting somebody, you have to realize that every person would be banned. That's not how it works. I literally have Discord servers of cheaters and goofballs who want to destroy my Twitch channel, who want to pretend to, like, I would not have a Twitch channel. If someone got banned, there was probably a legit reason. You can't just mass report and get someone banned in Dead by Daylight or on whatever. Yeah, see, this is another thing. He's saying that I got somebody else fucking banned.
One Letter Shore provably got his PlayStation account banned like days after the video came out because of the mass reporting. This is—
He said provably. Let's look at this. Okay. A guy I made a video about, the guy who was being sexist, who was like shaming a streamer for being a woman, is claiming that I got his PlayStation account banned. My audience did by falsely reporting him. And that this is proof. How is this proof of that? It says that he's banned. Look at how many times he's been fucking banned. Look how many times he's been fucking banned, dude. He got banned in November. He got banned in January. And he got banned in February. River, if you're watching this, you're a fucking dumbass, dude. I'm sorry. I don't like to call you a dumbass, but dude, this is your proof that my community got somebody banned on PlayStation when he was already banned for the same thing? Where is the proof that my community did this? This isn't proof. You're just showing that he got banned. So wait, hold on. You're telling me that the guy that was shaming a woman for being a woman who's really loves edgy comedy got banned on PlayStation, and you think it was me who did it? You don't think maybe he was making some off-color jokes like in DMs or some shit? Why? I cannot. This is proof. Provably. This is his proof.
banned like days after the video came out because of the mass reporting. This is not a coincidence, but it's all about analyzing the behavior, right? Spook's debate on Pro Vengeance got his moderator doxxed just for being the guy's moderator, like 3 days after the debate, but it's all about analyzing behavior, right? Like, you can't just keep pretending this.
He just said that I got a moderator doxxed. He didn't show proof.
Shit doesn't happen. This type of content is seeped into all the community and heightened the cancel culture and one-sided views since SpooknJukes is such a prominent figure nowadays. His fans are also the ones who instigate situations and then cut out
Where's the proof?
And then send him the clip of the toxic streamers. As
the corn dog was proof? That's the proof, dude. Where is my community doxing somebody? He didn't show it.
Saw with Miss Dual Threat, sending him the evidence of One Letter Short harassing her, which was so incredibly nothing because everything was kept inside the game. He was just making fun of a clearly vapid streamer, but I guess he deserves getting his account banned for that. The dates lining up are just too convenient, but this is what a mob mentality does to people. He can't just keep pretending these aren't his fans. The guy who doxed Pro Vengeance's mod is provably someone in the Spooks fanbase.
I have no idea who this is. I don't know this username. If this is supposedly someone who... What is this?
Because the Twitter account was linked to someone defending him for saying the N-word. I truly believe these types of pretentious videos...
Okay, first of all, I didn't see the doxing. Second of all, like, you're showing a random internet account on Twitter. What are we...
Started with him. And these lolcows who make them don't believe what they're doing at all. They just know it will work from how much this community loves dogpiling on people with no evidence. You can see how butthurt these people get when they're actually criticized or get a taste of their own medicine, because they're not used to the slightest bit of backlash while playing holier than thou. I mean, you saw how triggered Spook and Hairline got when I made fun of his content for 30 seconds in a 20-minute video on the community in general, right?
I like that. I like the Spook and Hairline insult. I do like that. By the way, does this guy show his face? Does this guy show his face? Hey, River, show your face, man. If you're going to be big and tough and make fun of everybody else's appearance, you called that one guy a fat loser. You called the other guy a neckbeard. Use a webcam. If you make fun of people's appearances but you hide your own face, you're a pussy. And I don't want to hear, oh, I have my face was showing 10 years ago in an old video. No. You need to use a webcam. You need to show your face. Okay? If you are going to be somebody who constantly shits on people's appearances, which you do, stop being a pussy. And you start using a webcam. Okay? It's just the rules. Otherwise, you're a pussy. You don't have to use a webcam. You can keep being a pussy, which is what I'll assume you'll do. But if you want to be less of a pussy, you got to start using a webcam if you're going to mock people's appearances. His trauma with me.
So let me paint you a picture. Say there's a 40k subscriber YouTube channel, but all the subscribers are from stuff he did before.
Oh, here he goes. He's going to whine about how, oh, I'm punching down at him. I'm a big bully for responding to his videos shit-talking me. Oh.
After being on and off and inactive for a while, he decides, hey, I like this game a lot. I've been playing it for a while. And the content is really bad overall. Maybe I could find a niche? A few videos later, he's around 42k, so basically 2,000 from Dead by Daylight. And he hasn't even been making stuff for a month yet. He makes an incredibly harsh and critical video on why he doesn't like the DVD community in general, dedicating one of the 3 segments in the video to calling out content creators, and dedicating one of the 5 segments of that segment to briefly talking about SpooknJukes and similar creators for about 30 seconds. In turn, this absolute man-child who cannot take and is not used to receiving criticism, especially constructive criticism, makes his 8-minute hit piece on a much smaller and
there was nothing constructive about your criticism, and there's still nothing constructive about your criticism because your criticism has nothing to back it at all. You have nothing to back up any of your criticism. You're just saying shit. You're insulting my wife. You're insulting my hairline. You just throw a bunch of personal insults and then you sprinkle in all of these claims like the slander, the defaming, the doxing, the death threats, all this shit that you don't actually back up. None of it. None of it. None.
based on a brief call out in a 20-minute video that wasn't even remotely about him, dedicating the entire video to strawmanning his channel with a bunch of no you arguments and painting a narrative of slander and misinformation. Surely this
I'm gonna throw up, dude. So okay, River, I slandered you. I slandered you. And I put in misinformation. Now prove it. Now show me. You better follow this up with, here's how he slandered me. And here's the misinformation. I really hope that you are going to follow up that statement with, here's how he slandered me. Here is the misinformation.
someone like this could never be the bad guy, right? And yes, it is hilarious for someone like this whose main argument is calling people offended. Like, he literally says I was offended by bad content. Like, it's just criticism.
Motherfucker, you are so offended by every form of Dead by Daylight content that you had to make an entire video about it and whine about each individual type of content. I don't like gameplay. I don't like discussion. Wah. There's too much drama. Dude, you're fucking whining about everything. The reason I said that is because in your video where you were harassing Twitch streamers for 20 minutes, holding them hostage and making fun of their appearances, you put a big disclaimer in the beginning saying, if you're offended, go to Twitter. Go back to Twitter if you're offended. So I was laughing at you for mocking other people for being offended, while you, on the other hand, are making videos shit-talking people like Scott Jund and other random DBD creators, true talent, just because you don't like their content. Like, you just don't like their content. No other reason. And you're offended by how bad their content is, so you make a 20-minute video that you spent 12 hours on. That's the point I'm making here, is that you act like a big edgy, oh, well, if you're so offended, go to Twitter. But you are somebody who is offended. That's the point I'm making here. See, that's how you pause a video and you add context. You see how I did that? You see how you posted a clip but didn't have the context? So what did I do? I added the context. I explained the context. Can you do that one time? Can you do that one single time? One single time. Can you one single time explain the context that I left out and the slander? Please, one time. I just did it. I just showed you how. We'll see. Please. Who is the offended one here?
It's
Please.
funny, this guy got so butthurt over a 30-second call-out in a 20-minute video that he
It was
shot
free
out
content,
a video
man.
that's barely over 8 minutes long for more mid-roll ads, by the way, and got his legions of droids to attack me with lame and unconstructive arguments. This is what people call instigating, by the way, on my end. Critical thinking is hard when you have an intrinsic bias, and you're this emotional and parasocial for someone who doesn't even have an intrinsic bias.
Hold on, what is that?
What people call instigating.
Okay, this is a response to him being an instigator after we already did the debate. This is way later on, I'm assuming, when he kept calling himself the underdog and saying I was punching down. Now, yeah, this part of the comment of him being a waste of life is, or join the deceased, yeah, fucking loser. Whoever commented this is a fucking loser. Whoever commented this is more of a loser than River. You shouldn't comment shit like this. But, like, you're going to use one fucking comment. Like, there's weirdos on the internet, man. Bots. Yeah.
Instigating, by the way, on my end. Critical thinking is hard when you have an intrinsic
You did
bias,
instigate.
and
You
you're this
instigated
emotional
all
and
of
parasocial
this.
for someone who doesn't even know you exist, by the way. But hey, honestly, receiving the SpooknJukes harassment treatment was fine for a number of reasons. Number one, I'm a YouTuber, not a streamer. Nearly every.
Did you ever think that maybe some of the people aren't my fans, and maybe they just think your content's bad, dude? Like, you got this guy with a Donald Trump mugshot who says fat L for Spooky Droops. You got that guy on your side. You know, maybe it's not so bad. You got Donald Trump mugshot who says that I took the L. That's not so bad, I don't think. You got people on your side too, man.
One of these brain-dead comments with no arguments, and further hit piece videos from his fanboys is free engagement and free money for me, which is a nice bonus, as well as being proven right.
One exciting moment to the next. And then there's the folks you might just watch for the personality and some of their hot takes.
Number two is that these people are so irrational and stupid, it's fun to argue with them, at least for a little. It's like a power fantasy for me, knowing that even though I'm the underdog with so many people coming from a 100 times bigger channel over a 30-second call-out, that none of them are actually able to prove me wrong, and it's fun to fuck with them. The number three reason why I don't really care.
Power fantasy? This guy's having a power fantasy replying to comments? Oh, God. I've never really used the term pick me before. Like, I don't like pick me. Isn't that a term? Is this guy a pick me? Am I using that right? Is he a pick me, chat? You kind of see it. Is that right? Is he a pick me? He seems, he is. He seems kind of like a pick me. Oh my.
Cares because I do have thicker skin than a lot of people he targets. I'm not.
Thick skin, dude. You just went on a whole spiel about how you're the victim and the underdog. You got thick skin, brother? Oh my god. You're a, oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Ain't nobody fucking getting through that thick skin.
Scared of the things that you guys are scared of because you're eternally online. I'm not scared of being canceled or ratioed when no one is able to prove my points wrong because I speak the truth and don't filter myself like they do.
I have proved everything you have ever said between us. I have proved everything wrong, and you have not made one good point, and that's why everybody, even your own friends, agree that I shit on you in that debate, and you have yet to even in this video make a good point and back it up with any evidence or any points. What point have you made? Nothing. You have not made a point. And River, if you're watching this, we could fucking hop in Discord right now. I would love to hear you make a point, but you won't.
Scared of getting dislike bombed for not making safe, unchallenging, predictable content like the stuff that you watch. You cannot scare me off with your mob of—
For the record, we're getting close to being done. He still hasn't showed any proof of anything, of the slander, of any of that.
worshippers fueled by slander. It would terrify you though, but I can handle it. I'm here to stay and I'm just getting started despite you trying to kill me so early on. Those are the reasons why his hit piece video and the backlash afterwards did not scare me off. But in the eternal words of Matthew Santoro.
One thing I can say to you guys is, before you make an entire YouTube video on somebody, maybe have some compassion. I'm not saying like don't call them out, but maybe have some compassion for, because you don't know what somebody's going through, and you don't know how close somebody is to the edge.
It's so ironic.
What is the point he's making?
Just to treat others kindly and keep everything in the game, yet his main form of content is putting random people on blast who were keeping things in the game and mocking.
No, I'm talking about people who are shitting on other people or talking really badly about other people and saying that that's not necessary to do over a game. My videos are not me reacting to losing in a game. Like, why are you comparing the two? Because my videos say you shouldn't lose in Dead by Daylight and then fucking A, harass them, B, scream a bunch of slurs about them, talk shit about the way they look, shame their viewers, all that shit. What does that have to, like, because I make videos saying that's bad, that means that I'm doing things not in the game? I don't know what the point he's making here. I really don't. He's not comparing two things that are the same.
Their gameplay and everything they say with the shitty react cam at the top right with no talented editing. In the hit piece he made on me, he basically had no good arguments and just hit me with a bunch of ironic, like, deflection arguments when I was attacking his content. He couldn't really defend his own content. He just said, no, you. He really likes doing this, by the way. Deflecting is basically his main argument in every single type of call-out video he makes. It's pretty much all this little pea-brain can think of when someone actually corners him with an argument. He talked about how I mentioned that he was drama farming and punching down in every one of his videos, but then instead of defending that, he said, but what about this random troll video where you were holding people in corners?
My guy,
punching down? Which is
we debated this entire thing. In our 2.5-hour debate, we debated this whole point. And he couldn't stand on 2 feet. So I don't even know why he's bringing this shit up again.
Not only is it not putting these people on blast, not only is it one video of mine when he's made hundreds and the first DVD video I ever made, not only am I not pandering or acting superior, like this video is just clearly fucking stupid and I'm obviously in the wrong, you're just trying to get a rise. I'm not trying to push any type of agenda or act superior like he does. I'm not trying to pretend I'm doing something.
How am I pushing an agenda in my videos by just saying, hey, this guy got treated really poorly and we don't need to like react this extreme when we lose in Dead by Daylight? How is that like pandering? I feel like that's just like an overall nice message. I don't know. Why is that so bad? I don't understand. Yeah, he does act superior to everybody, but I don't like, what is the problem? That's like anybody who like advocates for being nicer or like especially like when you're just talking about gaming, like mine is centered around Dead by Daylight and how like people react to losing in Dead by Daylight. I don't know what's wrong with that core message of like, what is the problem? How am I acting superior by just saying like, yo, it ain't that serious? I brought it up before. It's like, if you ever stand up to a bully or like, or if you ever defend anybody, if you see somebody being treated like shit in any scenario and you stand up for them, be like, hey, that's not cool. Now all of a sudden you're morally superior and you're acting pretentious because you fucking defended somebody. So like, since when is it wrong to defend people?
Something good for the community. The video is just fucking dumb. It just isn't comparable in the slightest, yet it's like all he could think of during the entire video. It's a troll video where I'm not cutting out important context. It's mainly focused on the game and not their behavior. I'm not painting...
Again, how many times has he brought up that I leave out important context? How many times? And how many times has he shown the context that I've cut out?
People as villains or telling people to attack them. I'm just making fun of them, which actually paints me as the villain, which I'm fine with. Reminder, he got so butthurt over a video calling him out for 30 seconds and even went to other parts of the video where I was showing him as background footage, just trying to find any part where I mention him at all. It's insanely pathetic, but I guess the rent is due because crushing people is his full-time job. This is
crushing people.
Not instigation from my side.
Crushing people.
And I thought it was just funny that I pissed off this guy this much in like my third video in the community, and I hadn't even been making stuff for like a month yet. In our debate, he claimed he had no issues with my video besides calling him out, when he also dedicated part of his video to showing 30-second clips of my video in their entirety with no editing and then said this.
This video was just him ripping the VODs from these streamers and then sprinkling in little edgy memes that only 12-year-olds would find funny.
Which is so ironic because I actually edited that video and added stuff. And it's still my worst video by far. He even went to other videos I made like years ago because he...
Do you guys notice how like he's made a lot of stuff about how like saying that I act pretentious, but all he does is talk about how like he's so much better at editing and like so much better at content creation than everybody else. Like everybody else. Right? Like, am I crazy? I feel like all this guy does is talk about how much better he is than anybody else.
Realized how brief my call-out actually was and how little there was to actually analyze. But he had to get it over the 8-minute mark and just mocked them without making any good arguments because logic is hard. I hate Blight, not as a survivor in terms of going against him, but as a killer main because of what he represents.
Wow, man, that's so deep. You're so cool and different.
He went back to this video from years ago that I made about
that was a
cancel
good
culture,
joke,
which obviously would piss him off because his entire channel is built around it. And he framed it as...
How is my cancel built around... How is my channel built around cancel culture? Does he know what cancel culture is? Who have I canceled? Who has gotten like banned or deplatformed? Especially when I like censor the mass majority of my videos. What is... Who have I canceled? Who have I canceled? Who have I slandered? Show me.
I was defending Dr. Disrespect because he knew his brain-dead fans would have a neuron activation.
He's bringing up all this shit that we talked about in the debate.
Upon hearing something like that. It's just blatant slander and misrepresenting what I actually said, but he doesn't care. Anything to give the people more irrelevant reasons to hate the boogeyman of the video. And
dude,
look, I knew
we
these
already
videos were bound to piss people off. I'm not...
He already admitted that he brought up Dr. Disrespect in a video talking about how cancel culture is bad and then used him in the thumbnail. So I said, hey man, that's kind of like, it seems like you're defending Dr. Disrespect. Like, I don't know how else I'm supposed to read that. If you like bring him up in the video and use him in the thumbnail and you're like saying cancel culture is a like poison, it seems like you're like saying that people shouldn't have canceled Dr. Disrespect. But it's like he talked to a minor and is like married and like old and you know, he's like 40 talking to like a 17-year-old or whatever and admitted to it. It just seemed like you were defending him. We already debated that. I don't know why you're bringing that up. I don't know how that's slander. I didn't slander you. Can you show me the slander?
Playing the victim by saying I didn't expect anyone to respond. It's just funny though, I've been here for like a month and many of his fans and group thinkers have made multiple emotional hit pieces on me punching down and failing to actually make good points. Because the DBD community is not used to being offended or challenged. They're used to watching their vault speed. Not used to being offended or emotional hit pieces on me punching Many of his fans and group thinkers have made multiple emotional hit pieces.
Many of my fans have made hit pieces on him. Really? Really? And he showed one other video about him from another DVD creator.
Pieces on me punching down and failing to actually make good points because the DVD community is not used to being offended or.
Do you notice how he said punching down again? How many subs did that guy have?
Emotional hit pieces on me punching down and failing to actually.
This guy has 4,000 subs. And the guy who has 4,000 subs, I guess, is also punching down on the guy with 40,000 subs. Okay. Anybody who criticizes this guy is punching down. Got it.
Make good points because the DVD community is not used to being offended or challenged. They're used to watching their vault speech shit. And
You're
they hate me
offended,
because I speak
man.
the truth. I wouldn't have such an ego over this if these losers were actually able to prove me wrong. But that's an argument for another day.
All I've done is prove you wrong. You haven't proved one thing you've said. Why are you acting like you clearly lost the debate? Your friend said you lost the debate. You haven't made a point, guy. Even in this video, you haven't shown like proof for anything you've said.
A video on me, he unironically said, if you don't like the content, don't watch it, lol.
Or Scott Jund, he uploads discussion videos. He doesn't like that he uploads discussion videos. He says it's boring and lazy. What? Who cares? You don't like their content, don't watch it. Why are you sitting here fucking bitching about it and whining like a little baby?
Which is hilarious coming from him because that's his entire channel. Going after people who aren't hurting anyone and staying in their own lane.
That's not true. I don't just go after people because I don't like the format of their content. I make videos analyzing where people are shitting on other people, being super toxic. Show me one of my videos where I've just like made fun of their content. One. Show me one. What do you mean? You're shitting on Scott because you think he doesn't put effort into his videos. Oh, all he does is read patch notes. Who does that hurt? This video has to be satire? Oh. Dude, I was expecting him, like, especially 40 minutes. I was expecting it to, like, maybe he was going to have some shit. Like, oh, maybe he's going to have all this proof. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe he's just going to sneak. I thought maybe, like, you know, I don't know. He's got nothing.
And making videos on them where if you don't like them, just don't watch them, lol. I've always hated this argument. It's like telling a film reviewer that if they don't like the movie they're making a review on, then they just shouldn't watch it. Like, stop being so negative, bro. Like, it's such a bad point because people like talking about bad things, especially when they, like me.
Okay, so he's saying that he likes talking about I cannot. Guys, do you realize he just self-owned his whole shit? He completely just self-owned himself because he's comparing himself to a movie critic saying that he should be allowed to talk about things he thinks are bad. So then why are you criticizing my content? If you think it's okay to criticize things you think are bad, like, for example, the guy you keep defending that screams slurs every time he loses, some people think that that's bad. Some people don't agree with screaming slurs every time. You might not think it's bad, but some people do. And according to your logic, you should be able to leave a movie review for things that you think are bad. That's my content. I'm talking about things that I disagree with. You're defending your content by saying you should have that right, but you're saying I don't have that right. Why? Why don't I have the right to talk about things I think are bad, but you do? Why? I don't get it.
I feel there's room for improvement, and the content of the community could be so much better. But anyways, our story didn't end there. After a bit of back and forth, he eventually challenged me to a debate, as I expected. And it was...
So wait, this whole video is just a recap. He's not even exposing anything. Now he's just going to talk about how we had a debate? Dude, you already uploaded the whole fucking debate. I uploaded the whole debate. Why are you covering like we already know? Wait, dude. Dude, remember? We already know about the debate. Like, we already know.
We kind of just didn't really get anywhere with it. It was the most whataboutism talking in circles I've ever seen. But unlike a lot of his contemporaries, he did actually make some good points. As someone who argues with people online a lot and just enjoys it and nearly always wins, it's been a while since I've actually had someone give me a challenge like this. I legitimately felt cornered at times, but I realized upon rewatching the debate what he was actually doing. Everything I brought up, every good point I would make towards his content or person, he would just deflect and say, but what about you? Without actually addressing the point.
Like, what are you not getting?
The point of me bringing everything up in that video was because it directly relates to your own criticisms. I was showing that you are criticizing yourself.
So you think that's
It's not about my problem with your content. It's about your problem with your content. What don't you understand, dude? And that's exactly the point. That is the point. That everything he's criticizing and mad about, he's criticizing himself. That's the whole point. And I didn't do that for 2 hours. You can go watch the 2-hour debate. But like, again, his whole spiel about, oh, people should be able to express things that they are like, if they or review content that they think is bad. But why can't I review content that I think is bad then? Do you see? It doesn't make sense.
Problem with, and some of them are valid, but the point still stands that the standards are far higher for him as someone who acts holier than thou and claims to be making a change. And I'm just some random dude with no impact on the community who just started making content a month ago.
How do I act holier than thou?
I thinker that this went kind of 50-50. I could just be
How am I the one who acts holier than thou when he thinks he's better than everybody? He actually says over and over how much better he is than everybody at making content. How am I holier than thou? When have I ever said I'm better than anybody? One time, ever. What?
Disingenuous and say, oh yeah, I cooked him, bro, like a lot of his emotional fans are saying. But I'd like to analyze both sides and look at the bigger picture. In the end, we didn't really get anywhere and nothing has changed. I felt like no one really won. Then again, it wouldn't have mattered.
Felt like nobody... Okay, I won't show the poll again. Nobody won? Nobody won. Okay, wait. What about this?
World
Man, the problem is, I no offense to you guys, man, but I just don't think you guys are equipped to talk to the guy, man.
I get it.
Cause it seemed like he got one over on you guys like 2 times now.
He kind of got me in a corner by just deflecting over and over.
Oh, weird, because you just said in your video that you don't think anybody won, but your friend here in Discord says you lost. And then you admitted that you lost again. Okay.
Because if he literally said nothing with a massive power imbalance, the winner was already decided from the get-go despite no good arguments to prove it. Let me repeat, he could have said literally nothing and people would still be saying, he destroyed you, bro. So this is why I don't take these zombies very seriously. I will admit that I did come into the debate fairly unprepared and didn't take it very seriously.
Oh, you
while
poor
SpooknJukes,
thing,
on the other hand, had like a notepad of points on his desktop and a court file of classified evidence and information.
What?
I was just there to fuck around because I thought it was hilarious. Like 3 weeks in, I was getting this.
No, I did not.
How much a tiny jab like this can hurt someone's ego when they aren't used to constructive criticism.
He only said that I had a file because when he would bring shit up, I asked him for proof. And then he would say, oh man, I'm sorry I didn't bring my file with me. No, I'm not asking you for a file. I'm asking you to back up claims you're making, which again, in your video, again, you're not doing. I'm slandering, I'm defaming. Show me.
During the debate, when I realized all he was going to do was deflect the whole time, I just kind of gave up trying to get anywhere because it was boring me to tears. I nearly got a blackout on my bingo card, though, so that was cool. Later, I made a poll on my community tab to see what the common consensus was for the debate. Not to prove that I won, because I never, ever said that I won it. And additionally, for the first day, the 50-50 was by far the most voted answer.
Was it?
My up-and-coming community are already less disingenuous and more free-thinking than most, because I believe hand on heart that most DBD creators' fans would have just voted for them without coming to their own conclusion. This was a poll of mostly my fans, and they voted 50-50, which is kind of what I believe too. I don't think I won. It stayed at 50-50 until SpooknJukes uploaded the debate on his channel, sending all of his fans to mass dislike and mass vote for him on the poll, without keeping the power balance in mind, by the way. And then he just said, like, lol, you lost. Like, I cannot believe his ego was hurt this badly. Of course.
I made a joke because you made a poll? and used a picture of me dressed as Peach for Halloween years ago. Because my family, we do really fun, goofy Halloween costumes. And I thought he was like insulting me by using my Princess Peach costume. So I left a joke comment. I liked it as 69 likes too, by the way. So I left a comment saying, dude lost to Princess Peach. And of course he's fucking mad. By the way, thick skin. He's got thick skin.
He won the poll after making the debate video on me. I think mathematically 160,000 is a bigger number than around 3,000, but with how rabid and degenerate his fanbase are, they're obviously gonna vote for him. He's basically patting himself on the back here and giving himself an award with no self-awareness of the 1v100 and having everyone on his side already because he's a much bigger creator. Like, of course they're gonna vote for him, especially after he makes a video. It may not seem like much, but honestly, I feel like this really shows what kind of a person he is. He loves the fact that he's built up this community of yes men. He loves that no matter what he does or says, they'll agree with him. I feel like deep in his heart, he loves the harassment that the people he makes these videos on provably get, but I should
Provably. Show it! He keeps saying provably. Then prove it!
Like that because he can just plausibly deny it like he does with everything, despite his videos provably not impacting anyone in a positive way or changing anyone's mind. Again,
That's not true. Ask every person that I've made a video about who was harassed. Ask them how they were impacted. Ask them how they were impacted. There's been so many people that have been positively impacted.
He could have said literally nothing in that debate, but because he's SpooknJukes, people still would have said that I lost, and I fully believe that because
that's
of the
not
intrinsic
true.
Bias. And like, trust me, I'm used to getting hate on my videos, even before DVD, because it's the nature of my videos being unfiltered and having opinions in them that will make people angry despite them flopping around and failing to make good counterpoints.
So he's saying that all of his content, he's always gotten backlash. Dude, maybe that tells you something. Maybe if you're always getting hate no matter where you go to make content, maybe the problem isn't with the communities that you're interacting with. Maybe people just don't like you. You can't you say that I deflect, right? You say that that's all I do is deflect. Yet every time you get criticized, you can't take that as criticism. You take it as, oh, they just can't handle the truth. They just can't handle my raw opinions because I'm so raw and thick-skinned. I just like giving it to them raw. Sorry.
But the random upload I made of the SpooknJukes debate that I got from my own stream is the worst I have ever seen. If you want to know what his fanbase is actually like and how much they eat people alive for disagreeing with their god, just look at the comments on this video. It is so unbelievable. This is legitimately just dumb internet beef where he has every advantage possible in the situation.
Oh my
and
god.
to speak my mind.
Dude, all he's doing is fucking whining. He's not even, he's just whining about him being a victim. When he started this whole beef and he's so arrogant, he's not showing any proof or receipts or anything. He's just whining the whole time.
Nearly no one had a good argument against me. I didn't plan to make a video like this, but the debate really showed me what kind of a person he is, regardless of who won.
Yes, you were going to make this video. You planned on making this video to begin with. I was the number one. I was the cliffhanger in your other video. Yes, you did.
Not. From the get-go, he was supposed to win. We all know that. I've been making content for a month, and he's been making content for 6 years while having an infinitely bigger fan base.
Oh my god, he's still whining, dude.
His entire personality in the community is debating people beneath him. So he's had way more practice.
My entire personality is debating people? Dude, I have 4 or 5 debates on my channel out of hundreds of videos. What?
I'll have the debate linked in the description if you haven't watched it, but it's honestly incredibly nothing. I haven't heard a single good point from even his most diehard defenders as to how I lost it. In his video, he tried every dirty, underhanded...
Your own friend said you lost, man!
The book. Even pulling up random tweets of a Twitter account with my name on it and a jumbled spam tag saying some blatantly offensive things.
Because it was your friend! Because you said it was your friend and you let him have this account. Dude, this wasn't a random Twitter account. He said he gave this Twitter account to his friend. It's his Twitter account. Go watch the debate. He says that. Did he just lie? We just caught him lying.
Spam tags. In his video, he tried every dirty, underhanded trick in the book.
Dude!
Even pulling up random tweets of a Twitter account with my name on it and a jumbled spam tag saying some...
A random Twitter account with my name and a jumbled spam tag. Guy, you already admitted it was your Twitter account that you gave to your friend. Oh, but wait, hold on. No, because again, I like to show proof and receipts, so hold on. Let me just pull up your DMs. I got you. I got the DMs right here. Okay? Right here. Right after I showed the tweets, I'm not going to scroll up, but you see those are the same tweets. I didn't censor them here, so you can see like the hard R N-word, so I'm not going to scroll up, but I'm showing the tweets. He said, "That's not me. That's one of my friends. I don't even use Twitter." One of my friends. Hey, man, this is what it looks like to show receipts, by the way. Oh, but in your video, didn't you just say that I used a random Twitter account with spam tags? No, wait. You said in DMs that this is one of your friends. So wait, who's slandering now? Provably. Yeah, provably. Hey, man, provably? That was one of your friends. Provably. See how I said provably and then I show the fucking proof? You goofball. Provably. All right. This poor guy, man. I kind of feel bad. Should I feel bad? I kind of feel bad.
Offensive things. This is not a gotcha in the same way that showing a video of me holding people in corners is not a gotcha, because both examples are just blatantly offensive and stupid, and for lack of a better term, rage bait. A gotcha is when you find someone who's doing something you don't want them to find, like texting with a minor on Discord or whatever, but this isn't that. But regardless of the context, it's just another thing he can show to his audience, and he knows what it paints. He doesn't care that this is racist or whatever, he just wants to paint it. He loves doing this. The story behind this account is that it actually was mine back in like 2020.
Oh, so now he's gonna say it?
In GD when I got banned, and I recently just gave it back to a friend of mine and said do whatever the fuck you want with it, because it's just harmless and stupid. It wasn't me saying this, but even if it was, it's not a gotcha, because it's the most blatant, stupid, offensive garbage ever, and if you take it seriously, then I think you belong to his community. It's also...
So you think it's okay for your friend to use your Twitter account talk about assassinating N-words with the hard R and Jewish people? Like, what? And me bringing that up? Wait, why does he keep bringing up minors? Dude, there's something's going on with this guy. Yeah, I don't know. Because again, he put that little pin on me too. I don't know why he likes talking about that. I don't know. I gotta let him figure that one out. I don't know why he keeps talking about minors, man. I don't know. I really don't know.
Also incredibly ironic coming from him and his butt buddies because of all the shit they've said in the past, but I don't care about words.
All the shit they said?
Smoking gun when they don't have an argument because it's so nothing. So what else did he have against me in our debate? Well, he told me to turn on my webcam fairly early.
Yeah.
Because I made fun of some dude for being fat or something. I don't have a webcam, but if I did, what would have happened? Would he have mocked me if I wasn't conventionally attractive? Like, what kind of an argument even...
No, the point is you weren't going to do it. The point is you're a fucking pussy and you weren't going to turn on a webcam. That's the point. The point is you insult people's appearances, but you are hiding your face. And I knew that you weren't going to show your face because you're a fucking pussy who just sits on the internet and makes fun of how other people look. But you don't show your own face because, again, you're a pussy. I knew from the get-go that when I brought up you turning on your webcam, you wouldn't do it. I knew you wouldn't do it because all you do is shit talk other people's appearances without showing your own because you're a pussy, dude. You walked right into it. Oh, I don't have a webcam. Sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't have a webcam. Yeah, you weren't going to show your face no matter what. Because you like to be just like all your friends, everybody in that Discord call, all these other creators that, by the way, that are in this Discord call with him that mock other people's appearances, the guy who was making fun of Rapid Main, none of them show their face. None of them. They all fucking just hide.
Is this?
Would you mind turning on the webcam for us here today?
I don't have a webcam. I have a video, but there's other videos.
Can we get a
on my channel
can we get a look at you?
that show my face? I
In
genuinely don't.
2025, you don't have a webcam.
I'm not a fucking streamer like you. Like I have no.
Oh.
I made a video called "Why I Quit Geometry Dash." Go to the last little bit of that video. It's me holding a poster of my cat. That is me. I am just an average fucking slightly overweight white guy, fucking racist gamer stereotype. Like there is nothing special about me at all.
Why did you say racist gamer stereotype? He called himself a racist stereotype, by the way. That's still so wild to me. That he calls himself a racist stereotype. Dude, if you look up red flag in the dictionary, man. If you do want to see what this guy looks like, just fucking look up red flag in the dictionary. You'll find a fucking
I'm trying
picture.
to fit on your agenda here.
He's supposed to be the justice warrior. He's supposed to be the guy who's so far above it all. He's supposed to be the one who looks down on people who mock others for their appearance. And yet here he's trying to make me turn on my webcam. It's just such a weird contradiction.
No, I wasn't going to mock you.
To
I wasn't going to mock the way you looked. I just knew you wouldn't do it. The whole point was proving that you're a coward. That's the point. It was never to make fun of your appearance. I knew you weren't going to show your face. That's the point. And you proved my point. So thank you.
Briefly on Discord Mobile, because I have shown my face briefly in the past on the channel, but he just said no to that, so I don't even know what he was getting at. Besides that, I have very little to add. All he did was just deflect.
I should have asked him to take a selfie. I'd be like, hey, do you have a smartphone? Can you take a selfie and post it in Discord? That's what I should have asked him to do.
The entire time. That was it.
He would have
It's
said
all
no.
he could think of, and we got nowhere.
He would have been like, I don't have my phone doesn't have a camera.
So watch the debate for yourself if you want to come to your own conclusions, unlike his fans. Besides, that's another thing him and his fans brought up was me stuttering during the debate a lot, which is funny because, and I'm not going to use this as nowhere, so watch the debate for yourself if you want to come to your own conclusions, unlike his fans. Besides, that's another thing him and his fans brought up was me stuttering during the debate.
That's something him and his fans brought up. When did I ever talk about his stuttering? I never mocked him for the way he talked one time, ever. I never, ever did I say anything about him stuttering. And I think there were people pointing out how he was stuttering because it seemed like every time I made a good point, he couldn't fucking find the words. I never, ever mocked him for stuttering. And I wish he's not going to show a clip because there's not one.
A lot, which is funny because, and I'm not going to use this as an excuse, I do have diagnosed anxiety and depression that I'm medicated for. I again think it's a funny look for some.
Me too. I also take medication for depression and anxiety. Maybe I should start playing the victim too, huh? Should I also? Is that what we're doing now? We're still whining. We're still being the victim. Hey man, I really don't like this 40-minute video. I take medication for anxiety and depression. Please don't do that.
Someone who claims to be so inclusive to make fun of me for stuttering. It was like the same with Pro Vengeance.
I didn't
where
make
his
fun
fan
of
makes
you.
Fun of his voice when he has a rare condition that makes his voice sound like that. I could easily just pull out the ableist card if I wanted to, but I'm not going to stoop to his.
I didn't make fun of anybody's voice. I've never anybody I debated. Guys, in any of my debates that you've watched, have I ever made fun of the way somebody talks? Ever? Ever? Have I ever just mocked the way somebody talks? Ever? I've never done that. Hi, Slane. Sorry, we're not playing DBD. We're actually reacting to a video. And now he's saying I mocked somebody else. He's not going to show it. The proof. I have never done that.
His level because I think the whole thing is just silly. For someone whose argument is most of the time just deflecting and saying people are hypocrites, he sure doesn't do a lot of self-reflecting and completely lacks any form of self-awareness.
How so?
Anyways,
Show me.
That's essentially the extent of the interaction I've had with him. The only conclusion he wanted me to come to from our debate is that our content is more similar than I think, which is funny considering how mass-produced his slop is and how little worker editing he actually puts in. Along with
It's not even about our content being more similar than you think. It's about all of the criticisms you have towards me and even other content creators. Literally you look in the mirror and all of those criticisms fall on yourself. But you think that you're above your own criticism. That's the point. It's not about our content is the same because our content isn't the same. Like I make videos about people for doing like specific things, like things that I think are really shitty. And then you make videos about other, like we don't make the same videos. But the point is that you make all these videos criticizing other people and talk about like being pretentious and all this shit. But like you're super pretentious. You put creators on blast. You call people fat losers. You like you talk mad shit about so many content creators, and you don't care about any of the backlash they get. You don't care about if any of your viewers go over there and shit on them and their comments or anything, right? But then you're over here shitting on me if I make a reaction to a toxic interaction where I'm censoring the names, and then you call that a slanderous hit piece. You know?
All the punching down on much smaller creators. He compares this to me calling out bigger creators, like much bigger creators, for their behavior and content, which is just not a good point at all, despite him standing by it. I wouldn't have been so confident and had such an ego in this video if anyone could have provided an actual good argument, but it's just the same emotional copy-pasted bullshit and strawman arguments. His fans coming to my comment section and even finding my Steam profile.
You know how he had like the bingo card of all like this like stereotype shit, but this guy says the same shit too. Like how many times has he said straw man? How many times has he said hit piece? Like this, he says that I use buzzwords, or he complains about people using buzzwords, but this guy's got like a whole list of buzzwords.
Profile to spam death threats is exactly what I wanted to prove my point. It doesn't bother
Hold on,
bullshit
what?
and strawman arguments. His fans coming to my comment section and even finding my Steam profile to spam death threats is exactly.
Okay, this is a good point. I like this. He's saying my fans found his Steam profile.
Strawman arguments. His fans coming to my comment section and even finding my
Where? Hold on.
Steam profile to spam death threats.
Death threats. Hold on. Am I missing something?
His fans coming to my comment section and even finding my
Death threats. He said go to his Steam profile to spam death threats. What? I know I just got glasses, but like I'm not missing this, right? Yeah, there's twice he said death threats. Yeah. By the way, a death threat is somebody threatening to kill you, by the way. That's a death threat. I've gotten death threats.
Steam profile.
Not from, just to be clear, not from his community. I'm not saying nothing to do with him. I've gotten some weird shit though.
To spam death threats is exactly what I wanted to prove my point. It doesn't bother me because I end up just feeling bad for these subhumans, but it sure does blow his entire morality thing.
Dude,
right
the only person you feel bad for is yourself, because all you've done is whine and be a victim this entire time, even though all you've done is instigate this, not only with me, but you've tried to instigate drama with every Dead by Daylight content creator you can possibly think of. And now because one decided to bite and nibble and have a debate with you and have a back and forth, which is, I thought, what you wanted. Now you're a victim because you lost, because you don't have any good points, because you look like a goofball. Now all you've done this entire 40-minute video is whine about how unfair all of this is without showing any proof or any examples of anything.
in his face. No one, not even him, has given me a good counter argument towards his content.
Yes, I have.
Debate. And I have tried and looked, trust me. He is definitely going to see this and prove my point by doing the exact same song and dance he's done before. Whenever he gets legitimate criticism, which is just to snip out the good parts and just resort to deflecting or outright mocking because he knows he doesn't have to have a good argument with this many drones on his side. Some envy these types who are able to support an AFK stay-at-home wife and 2 kids off drama content, but I honestly just—
An AFK stay-at-home wife. Dude, what? Why do people? Why is he acting like a wife can't stay at home? What on earth? She was an MRI tech at a children's hospital for years. Did X-ray at a children's hospital for years. She's like actively doing charity right now, like doing charity shit for a domestic women's shelter right now, like a domestic abuse shelter. She's like doing work. She's like literally going to be going there and like doing a room makeover. Like she does so much shit, dude. AFK stay at home. Dude, this is how you know. I don't know if this guy's ever going to have kids, but being a mother at home with 2 kids is not AFK. Okay? We have a 4-year-old daughter with autism. Okay? There ain't no AFK. My wife does not sit. Okay? I barely sit. I sit when I stream and make videos. I barely sit. Okay? My wife does not AFK. My wife is a superhero. My wife is a fucking... My wife has done more work in her life up to this point than this goofball will probably ever do in his. And she's hot. And they can keep talking about her having an OnlyFans and fantasizing about her all they want. Guess what? It's my wife, baby. Guess what? That's my wife. You could sit and talk about her having an OnlyFans as if that's an insult. Why do they think that's an insult? You're just like, what do you... Is that an insult, calling my wife hot? So you're like... I don't get the insult. His wife probably has an OnlyFans. What is that joke? Like, what is the... I don't get it. You can clearly see she doesn't have one, but the joke is that she does. So what's the joke? That I just have a really hot wife? Dude, this guy, he really got me. First, he said I live at home, and then he says I have a hot wife. Oh, I'm cooked.
Feel kind of bad for how much time he has to spend online fishing for miserable controversies. It's not healthy to see someone like me who's just getting started and immediately punch down with an entire video barely over 8 minutes.
He's still whining about
because
punching down.
Over an incredibly brief call out. It's just not a good look. I would actually respect Spooks more as a person if he actually owned up to, despite his efforts of keeping the identities private, he would at least recognize and acknowledge the harassment that people get shortly after he makes these videos on their words. He needs to acknowledge this is a direct result of his videos. I honestly would respect him more if he just owned the fact that he kills people and farms drama.
Show me the proof.
Holier than thou and being pretentious with the plausible deniability.
Show me the harassment.
He loves drama. Why do you think he's so eager to debate people in the live stream and just to make fun of them instead of making good points? At this point, he should honestly just acknowledge what he is.
He has showed no proof.
Anyways, I wanted to keep this video from being just about my interactions with him and look at the bigger picture. Although I think it was important for the third section to be as long as it was, to show what being punched down by him looks like in real time, and to get a look at the effect.
Punched down. 40 minutes of schizophrenic rambling. I cannot believe how much nothing this video was. It's 40 minutes of him just saying that I defame while not showing any proof of anything, lying multiple times himself, and then just whining about punching down.
Of it and what he actually does to people on a regular basis, as well as clear my name a bit, although it won't matter when
clear my name.
Slander me to death. Anyways, I'm
slander.
Sure this isn't over since
I slander him to death, dude. How is doing a 2.5-hour unedited debate with you slandering you? And if I slandered you in the video that I made responding to you, why didn't you show the slander? Why didn't you correct it?
Will see this video, but I'm here to stay. Like I said, you guys cannot scare me off with your underhanded tactics, despite all of these big emotional.
No one's trying to scare you off.
Shit at me, and not one of them has made a good point. All of this just proves how miserable the community truly is. People think the community is toxic because of stuff like camping and tunneling, when the witch hunting and punching down content is more common here than ever. What other communities is it normalized to make hit pieces like this as your main form of content? It's not calling people out. It's not an analysis of behavior. It's just sad.
We've already been over this. If you go to any popular game and type in toxic streamer, there's results in every community. Overwatch, Fortnite, fucking go to any of them. Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto online, even. Like, literally go to any popular game and then type toxic streamer. Rocket League, Destiny, yeah. Don't act like Dead by Daylight is the only one. That is bullshit. Bullshit. The reality of the situation is this. People act like shitheads online sometimes, and then other people sometimes, if they have commentary channels, will talk about people acting shitty and do commentary on it and give their opinion on it. And that's just what happens on the internet. It's the internet. And just like you said, you think people should be able to express if they dislike something. Because it's like being a movie critic. That's what he said. He says he's allowed to talk about other people poorly because he's like a movie critic. There was somebody in chat earlier that said he shows the proof later. I got baited. He's a masturbator. He's a big time masturbator. He accused you of being scared to debate. Wait, hold on. I actually have a clip of them talking about you. I actually have a clip of them talking about you right here.
Nah, we fucking told Rapid Man to fuck
Wait,
off.
let me see that guy's channel.
Wait. They told Rapid Man to fuck off? Wait, I thought they said Rapid was scared. Hold on.
Nah, we fucking told Rapid Man to fuck
Wait,
off.
let me see that guy's channel again. Let me see what the guy does again.
They said, let's look at the guy's channel. Okay.
Basically doesn't make videos anymore.
It looks like Merida. He's that little curly hair.
I remember he used to make like fucking
They called you a curly-haired, red-headed twink. That's what they called you.
salt onto this and
Yeah,
shit
he used
too,
to
like,
instigate a lot.
Yeah,
thing
some,
is-
like a classic weirdo profile picture.
Classic weirdo profile picture. Sorry, Rapid. I guess you have a classic weirdo profile picture. What are their profile pictures, by the way? This is like a fucking horse. This is a cat screaming. This is just the letter P. Like, what?
Weirdo profile picture, yeah, like cartoony.
Yeah,
This
cartoon.
guy definitely looks. Like, I mean,
I like this part. Listen to what he says.
thing, bro. Like, appearances.
Mackenzie, thank you for the 24 months. Listen.
Appearances, whatever, bro. But I swear, like every guy, like that's LGBT parent, bro. You can just like tell just by looking.
By
at them.
looking at them, yeah.
Like you just fucking know, man.
Every guy that supports LGBT looks the same. And he's saying that about Rapid Main. By the way, none of these fucking losers show their face. By the way, none of these losers in this Discord call are fucking tough enough to show what they look like. None.